Hi, all. Welcome back to another episode of Mystic Scales
Six
and
Scales
Fae
and
Tales
Fay Tales
podcast. I'm
podcast.
Jennifer.
And I'm Lee. Hello.
Yay! And we are a fantasy and dystopian podcast, and we're so glad that you found us. Today is a
Yay.
very exciting day as it is a new start of a series for us. So it's great if you're
hmm
finding us for the first time because it's you can start fresh from now and then go with us forward because we are starting, drumroll please,
Da-da-da-da.
The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. We have started it with our book club on Fable. So find us on the app Fable, same name as our podcast, Mystic Scales and Fae Tales Podcast. So you can read along with us, comment, see all the fan art we upload, all the questions we have, all the angry comments we get, all of the things as we read. And then you can come on here and hear our review. And for this book, we're doing something a little different. Previously we've done it where we review it at the end of the book, but this one, because it's such a long book, as we will talk about a lot, we are splitting it up. So this very special episode is the first of three,
Three.
possibly.
hmm
Great. And this episode specifically will cover the Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, chapters 1 through chapter 17. So if you have read the rest of the book, stay tuned for more. Spoilers ahead for sure. So,
And just to clarify, I haven't clarified this with you, but I assumed you did this. So you read chapter 17, correct?
yes, I read chapter
Okay.
17. Yeah, because the next
Okay.
episode we're going to start at chapter 18. So I read all
Yes,
the way to chapter
okay.
17. Yeah.
Same page. And honestly, like, good choice because we picked quite a turning point. And I think if we didn't finish 17, it would have been silly. So
And it was
good
like
job,
all by
us.
chance because I was
Yeah.
just like, let's look at the number of chapters and let's split it up into three. Like,
Yeah.
truly. So hopefully that is the same for the next episode.
Well, I was just gonna say, how did we discover this? So great question. We did a poll on our book club, deciding what to read next. We kind of do that every month or so, or have fallen into an every month, what are we gonna read?
Yep.
And like you and I decided that we did want to do another series. So we wanted to do like another fantasy series. And our options were this one and then what is it from Blood and Ash
Yeah, we had a bunch of options, but our
by
last two that people got down to was this one or
or
from Blood
those
and
two.
Ash. And just for the listeners, our previous series before this was like all of SJM. Like we started with
Yeah.
SJM, we went through all of her books, and then we took like a break from series and we were doing like we weren't not doing series, we weren't doing series that were finished. So we were doing like the first one. So we did like the
Mm.
first of Quicksilver. The second book's not out yet. We did like the duology of Divine Rivals, finished it in two books.
hmm
So we did The Night and the Moth, first book of one, the second book's not out yet. So we like did things that we
Yeah.
were like newer books that we could, go forward in the future. So this is like we're like, okay, we're ready to get back to like we're gonna do one series, we're gonna break it down and like Lee was saying,
Yeah.
we got here.
So it was actually a really tough decision, and our poll kind of didn't work because I think we had to do it at least twice, maybe three times,
Yep.
because they just kept being tied.
That's right.
And you kept asking me, like, which one are you leaning towards more? And I don't think that I really had strong opinions.
Oh,
And
I
then I
remember
think we
the
were,
third one that you wanted. I'm
what was it?
sorry. It was Carnival or Carval.
Oh, I
That's the
did
one that
want
you
that
wanted.
one.
That was the third one.
Yeah,
And then they got
that
voted
didn't
out.
make it.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah. Oh well, for the future.
Literally, we're
But
gonna
we
read them
did
next year.
have we had someone in our book club say that they read the first of so the Book of Azrael, the series is called Gods and Monsters. So this person said that they read the first one and then they stopped in hopes that like we would read it so they could read more with us. So that kind of like pulled at our heartstrings and we were a little like swayed. Um,
And then I think the
we'll get
last poll,
into
it really was like it was like they tied, but because they tied like this one before it, the before the like the let's say there was three, so the second poll, it was like this book was like a point or two ahead. So we were like, all right, we'll go with
yeah.
that because like in the end that one
Yeah.
won by like a decimeter or whatever, decimal and
Yeah.
whatever.
It was very, very, very close. So we started Book of Azrael and it's a very big book.
Very
We had
long.
a hard a hard time finding it in the bookstore, which was kind of odd.
How many pages is it? Do you
Um,
know?
it is, yes.
Because I'm
Um,
I'm doing the audiobook and Lee's doing like both because it's on Kindle Unlimited right now for free, correct?
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
so
on Kindle it says it's 560 pages.
Jesus. Yeah,
How many hours is it? It's like
it's like 20 something.
16.
No,
Is it more than
it's like
that?
20 something hours. Because I remember when I looked at it, I
Okay.
was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so long. I was like,
Yeah,
no. And I
it's
listened on
pretty
like
long.
1.3, sometimes 1.5 speed. So like I'm already going a little
Really?
faster and I'm just like,
Yeah. I
no.
mean, I honestly don't think that I would have gotten this far if I didn't start with the audiobook because I was driving. And so that got me like at least 2 or 3 hours. Um, but like we've said, it's very hard to listen to this book because there's so much information.
Yeah, wait, we'll get to that.
So,
We'll get to that.
yeah.
For sure. But just to finish the setup for this book, like Lee was saying, it was hard for us to find in the bookstore. And we were like, why is this hard for us to find in the bookstore? To soon realize that this was definitely like kind of self-published, but like not self-published because it's
I
under
mean,
the Rose and Star Publishing. So it's like it technically has a publisher, but that publisher we've learned is a bunch of authors in it. And even like on the website it said like one of the authors said like they have this for like a tax break or something. So it's like essentially it was self-published. Like in the end, it was
just, yeah.
self-published.
And like it is popular on Book Talk, so
Huge, huge on Book
it's not
Talk
like it's nothing, but um I think that just kind of feeds into some thoughts and feelings.
about Book Talk for
So,
sure. And it's sad
um,
because I've read like some of Blood and Ash. I didn't finish it yet. And because I had taken such a long break, I was like, well, eventually, like Lee and I will read it. So I'll go back and I'll reread it with you and I'll finish it with you. And then I was so excited that it got so far in this poll, and I was like, yes, like we're gonna read from Blood and Ash. Lee's gonna have a great time. We're gonna have so much fun. And then another one won, and I was like, this sounded great. But then like now, as we've started, and you'll hear in this episode, it's not going great. So it's like even more of a disappointment that we're not doing From Blood and Ash right now. Not that we won't ever. We will go to that series eventually. But it just was
oh,
a little sad.
it's another really long one. That
It
I'm not
is
gonna lie,
long.
like that scares me.
It is long, and that's why I didn't finish it. But it's not long in terms of like story. Like your story is picking up and goes. There's like one book that I felt like was like, okay, but that happens in series. But like the concept is really there and it's not as like much as this one. And
Okay.
I loved it. Like I was hooked onto it. It's like it's such a great romantasy to get into too. Like right when you get into romantasy on top of that. Oh my God, let's just make this whole episode about From Blood and Ash instead. And I'll just gush about it to you to convince you to read it. Because like it's not perfect. There is a lot of things that you're probably gonna be like, roll your eye at. But like it's fun. And then like there's a lot of like the things that they describe this series as is like actually what Blood and Ash is. Like female rage and like the like banter and like and the thing you'll like about From Blood and Ash is they don't take long to get together either. Like they know that they're it. But in From Blood and Ash they do get separated in one book and you will hate that. So
Yes.
it's fine. Anyway, today we're not talking about From Blood and
Great.
Ash, sadly. We are talking about the Book of Azrael. So let me read Miss Backup Book ad for everyone, which
Okay.
is also very long, which is not surprising.
Yeah,
So
can we like spark notes it?
um, World Ender meets Ender of Worlds. 1,000 years ago, Diana. Oh, it's 1,000 years. They didn't. Did they say that in the book? I should just keep saying centuries and centuries. I didn't realize 1,000 years.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, here we go. 1,000 years ago, Diana gave up her life in the deserts of Aurora to save her dying sister. She called upon anyone who would listen, not expecting a monster far worse than any nightmares to answer. Now she does what Caden asks, even if that means securing an ancient relic from the very creatures that hunt her. A king thought long dead was long forgotten. In the old world, his name was Samkael. In the new world, it is Liam. But one title remains true throughout time. He is the world ender, a myth to his enemies, a savior, and a king to those loyal to him. After the gods' war, he locked himself away, hiding from the world. He denied his crown and responsibilities, leaving the very ones who needed him most to deal with the fallout of the death of their homeworld. Now, an attack on those he holds dear sent him back to the one realm he never wished to visit again, into the sights of an enemy he thought imprisoned eons ago. Now, enemies older than time must put aside their differences and work together, helps of saving both their world and every realm in between. The genres are fantasy, romantasy, enemies to lovers, dark romance, paranormal, vampires, and all of that jazz. And it is the first book in the series. Currently, there are three books out. The second is The Throne of Broken Gods. The third is The Dawn of Cursed Queen. And the fourth one that is coming in this year, in I think I said November or so, or October, is The Wrath of the Fallen. And that is the introduction to this series.
And the author has said there's supposed to be 7 books.
So
So,
excited.
um,
Great. Okay, so spoilers ahead. So this is your spoiler warning point. If you do not want any spoilers, please go read the first chapters 1 through 17 and then come back. Do you have any rhyme or reason for your outfit today?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's yellow for her stupid Kill Bill outfit.
Very
It
true.
was the best I could do.
You know what's funnier? All of the fan art, there's so much fan art for this series, and the authors posted so much. Still haven't come across this yellow outfit. Like, why can I
And
find every other thing of her, but not this yellow outfit?
it's gotta be what she's in for the majority of the time because
I
that's what she gets
know.
captured in.
No. They said they provide her clothes. He was
Oh,
because it was like Logan and Liam were talking, and Liam was like, or Logan was like, or Vincent, I don't know, one of them that was like angry with Liam for like keeping her alive was like providing her clothes and food. Like they mentioned
oh.
it really quickly. So I think she does change, but I
Does
don't
she
know.
wear it though? Like that's
I don't know. Out of
that's the question.
all of the many details in this book, I don't know. Unnecessary details, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee.
All
Here we
right, where to
are.
begin?
I want to begin with saying this audiobook reader, no disrespect to them. I'm sure they have a great career. So proud of you. You really dropped the ball on this series. And I don't know if that's you or the direction or, this was self-published. Who knows what the budget was. But
Sure.
I I think this is just like a overall, I'm a huge audiobook reader. So are you.
Mm.
We love a good audiobook. I love to be able to like listen to an audiobook while I'm working my 9 to 5. Like I can get through so many books in the year because of my audiobooks. It's amazing. Audiobooks is reading, best thing ever. But when you have a bad audiobook reader, that will just kill a
Yeah.
book automatically. Like it just will kill the book. But then
Hmm.
sometimes there's the other end where the audiobook reader will make the book even better, even if the book is
Mm.
not that good. Like I've had that
Hmm.
before where the book is like mid, but the audiobook reader, chef's kiss. So the thing about this one, I'm really sad because in this book we get a dual POV, and I was really, really hoping that it would be two narrators because that makes sense to me, like a male reader and a female reader. And not every book does that, but I love when they do. And this book they don't. And her male reading is like trash in a bag, and
Yeah.
it's so hard to pay attention.
And especially when you get to Liam, because her internal voice for him and his speaking voice is different. And it took me so long to like figure that out. And I was driving and I was like, what is going on? Like, why is this like a deeper register? Is
You're
this
like,
the
who
same
is speaking?
person who said that? Yeah. So I'm glad you finally got there. And I'm also sorry that you have to endure that.
I agree. And then she's trying to put these variations on the other men, and it's also really hard. It's really hard to
Yeah.
say who's speaking, who's not speaking. And then I also don't
Yeah.
like Diana's inner voice and outer voice either, because her inner voice is fine, but her outer
Mm.
voice, she like sounds annoying. Like
Yeah.
she's like, I mean, like her writing is, we'll get to that, but like
Yeah.
the reader doesn't do her any justice in that, and it feels like it takes away even more from her character. Like I'm not connecting
Hmm.
to any of these characters, and I don't know if it's just the book or the audiobook or both. So like how is your experience with then going to reading it? Has that helped switching over to the print?
Well, I think it's helped some, but when I switched over, it was mostly Diana's POV, and I just don't care for her. And so I don't think there's anything like beneficial to that.
Hmm.
I want more Liam because I feel like I'm gonna relate to him more.
Yeah.
But just like in this bit so far, there hasn't been anything, and yeah, all the side characters are not they're not alive. You know what I mean? Like they don't come off the page. And
Hmm.
they all kind of seem to be the same. Like when we were just kind of like recapping before we started recording, you said the name Vincent, and I was like, who the hell is that? But then I was like, oh yeah, there are like that's Vincent, Logan, technically Ezekiel, and was the other one in Liam's troop? Isn't there another
Male or
guy?
female? Oh, was there Xavier? They mentioned Xavier, or is that the one that died?
No, Ezekiel's the one who died.
Oh, they
Maybe
do
I'm
mention
wrong.
Xavier, but we haven't met him.
Okay, I thought there was another.
Or maybe we did. Yeah,
Anyways,
it's
they all seem to
confusing.
be the same person. Um, so I think it's slightly better reading, at least in terms of like being able to focus more,
Okay.
but also like I'm really struggling to get through these chapters. Like they're like 10 pages long, and I'm like, okay, you can do it.
That's how I feel
So
so much. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to one chapter. It's 16 minutes long. Like, I can do this. I can do this. And then, like, I fell asleep. I told you I was going to work yesterday and I fell asleep listening to it. I was like, no.
yeah.
I was like, I have to go back and like re-listen to everything I just fell asleep to.
Yeah, which is not great. Um,
Not at all. Okay, so we open
okay.
chapter one. We don't have to go through each chapter individually, but just
No,
to
but just
set
to
the
get an
scene.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chapter one, we open with Diana, who apparently for 1,000 years, which me and you didn't even catch that, only caught that from this
No.
description, um, was mortal. And then her sister was dying in a desert with her, and she cried out to like a
Hmm.
creature, and the creature ended up being Caden.
Hmm.
And which they haven't said like fully like what Caden is. We're gonna assume he's also the race that she is, but no, you
I
never
mean,
know. They
yeah,
could
he's
throw
an
it in.
Igmorathan. He's the
Yeah.
big bad.
And I was like, what if he's an old
Um,
god who's also an Igmorthan? Or like, what is the Igmorthans? How do they create it? Like, we haven't gotten to that yet fully.
well, I
So,
think my theory is, and like we'll get into the theories predictions, but I think he's the monster and Caden, or not Caden, Liam is the god, and then like eventually like
oh,
Diana is the monster that we like follow. But I
okay.
think that's just what Caden is.
Okay.
But
So that makes sense. Caden, so there was a war of gods, between the gods and the Igmorthans. The gods won out, but there was so much destruction,
mhm.
including, what is their planet called? Rishiram?
The Rashid, yeah.
Was destroyed where we eventually meet Liam. He's from there. There's like fragments of it left he was able to put together. But because of that, it like a lot of the beings from the God's world ended up having to move to this world that we're present in. Um, Starting with an A. Forgot the name of it already.
It's
Um,
like Auraria or
Auraria.
something.
Yeah, something like that. Um,
There's
so
another term that's similar and I get them confused, but one is a place. So yeah.
and Diana is working with Caden because she's like tied to him for life after this whole thing with saving her sister's life. Her sister became is mortal, but became immortal lifespan because of the deal. So then Diana had to like essentially like give up her freedom. Now she's with Caden. Caden is looking for this Book of Azrael, which we don't fully know everything yet about what it is, but it's something powerful that he's looking for in the world. And the Celestials currently rule with and then there's the
So
mortals.
wait, yeah, the Celestials are the ones from the God's place that came.
Yes, and
So
they took over. So like
Di
before, it sounds like just mortals lived here. And then
yeah,
because of this God's War, a bunch of realms like crashed into each other essentially, and like so much destruction and so many things of people being displaced that now where they are has like mortals, celestials, and other beings as well.
yeah,
And but
yeah.
celestials are kind of the leaders of it, and they're run by the Hand, who are Liam's people. So like
Yeah.
technically Liam is the one who would run this because he's the like the god that is alive still.
King.
But
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was like, I'm gonna bounce, you have power, he gave the power to Vincent. So, like Vincent's been like running everything. But the
Mm.
Morthans are back, as we've seen, and that's Caden, Diana, Alistair, and Tobias. But not everyone know like as a reader we know all of that, but like Liam and them don't know all of that. Um as you can see from us just trying to describe this story, so much
Yeah.
happens in the first few chapters. So many things are given to the reader, told to the reader. So many like people, places, things. It is so confusing, so hard to follow. So I think this is my personal experience, so hard to digest. And I've seen people review it saying this magic system is really unique and amazing and fleshed out. I don't feel that way. I feel the opposite. I feel like you're just throwing a bunch of darts at the board and seeing what sticks. And
Mm.
it's confusing as hell, personally.
So I really liked in the beginning when they have their like basically like a council meeting and you have the vampires and the werewolves and the banshees and like all these different like factions of people. Like I was really interested in that. I was like, okay, this is
Hmm.
cool. And then I think it's just all these new terms like an Igmorathin, a celestial, like there it's a lot and like the places it's like supposed to be Earth, but it's not called that, you know? Like it's very reminiscent. And I think you even called out that it's a lot like Crescent City, where it's like modernized, but it's not like our like there's cars, there's medicine, like it's all that, but
Yeah, I
it's
even wrote when they had guns. I was like, oh, they have guns.
oh yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
So like I think the setup was there, but then like it quickly got lost.
Hmm.
And I was trying to explain it to my brother because I had was like listening to it on the way to his house. And I was like, oh, I started this new book. And then we got to like the book part and he was like, okay, so like what's the book? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I really don't know.
You're like, I honestly, this recap to you helped me put everything into perspective because I don't even know
Yeah.
what's going on. I was like, fantasy is supposed to be like, yes, fantasy is supposed to be where there's all these different worlds, creatures,
Yeah.
da 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 da. Like, yes, that is
How
classic
many
fantasy,
memes?
of course.
Right.
But you need to set that up for the reader and in a way that's digestible for them to understand and pick it up as they go along. Unless if you're giving me like an
Yeah.
entire key in the beginning of the book, which I would have loved that. I would have loved a key in the
Mm.
beginning with all the things. Otherwise, I need to learn it throughout. I can't just be thrown this because then I'm like, okay, well, what's like you're saying, what's the story? Like, where's the underline? I have to find it throughout it. And then I realize, oh, we're 17 chapters in and we just got to the real plot of the story.
Yeah.
Frustrating. Very
Yeah.
frustrating as a reader.
I just want to take a moment and talk about the book because it seems to me that Liam and co don't know anything about this book.
Hmm.
And and I think you wrote in your recap, you're like, they're close to finding the book. And I was like, are they? Because I mean, she was in that when she gets like captured, Diana's in this, it's not a warehouse, it's like an old museum almost.
Sure.
Um, But I don't think that like Logan and Vincent have any, like, no one has a guess of what she's after.
Hmm.
And again, I'm like, what is this? And like, how can one side of the story know so much and like be so desperate for it? And it's supposed to be a thing from the gods, right?
Hmm.
And the gods don't know about it. Like, I'm
Yeah, I'm like, are they just is it not that important to them personally? So they're just like not thinking about it? Or is it that they don't know about
right.
it and like maybe only Liam does? Because like she hasn't been
Like,
access to Liam's mind, right? She's been like only like once or twice she did.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
really she's been access to everyone else's mind. So like maybe just Liam only knows. Like,
So yeah, I'm like, as we're talking, I'm wondering if it has to do with his mom. Like, is there some connection? Because and he like draws, right?
he's a
That's this
scriber,
book.
yeah, he scribes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe it's his
Which his
book.
mom taught him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I can be here for that.
I love a
But
man with
yes.
skill. I love a man that does art. That's fine.
But yeah, I just feel like we've so many things about the plot are like very one-sided so far. And granted, like, okay, it's the first 17 chapters. We've just gotten to like the main turning point, which you very much predicted. Do you want to tell us? I wish I could go back and see like what chapter were you on when you're like, okay, so XYZ is going to happen.
Wait, what did I
And I
predict?
think X and Y have just happened. That they're going to team up to kill Caden.
Oh yeah, I mean, duh. Like, come on. Like, so much of the book was just like her sister telling her she needs to fight for something. She
Mhm.
needs to like get away from Caden. Like, we can't do this anymore. Like, again, did not realize this was 1,000 years. This puts everything into a lot more perspective. I thought it was because I kept saying centuries. So like that could have been like 500 years, 200 years.
Right.
Like we didn't know how long. Or maybe they did
No.
throw it away. Again, there's so much detail that's thrown away in this book that you're losing the detail that actually matters. So like
Hmm.
maybe they did say 1,000 years. I don't know. I lost the detail within along the way. But like
Yeah,
there's so much.
I didn't think she was an Igmorthan for that long. I was like, okay, maybe 300 years.
Yeah, I was thinking like 3, 5 max. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
So like that was annoying. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, it's clear that like she's eventually gonna go against Caden in some aspect. So like
yeah,
yeah, of course they would team together. If he's the one that's fighting Caden, then there you go.
right. And like we've also pointed out in our book club that again, with all this time, and she's supposed to be Caden's second, but he clearly doesn't trust her or value her because he does not include her in any plans.
Like she knows
And like,
nothing that's happening.
yeah, and I don't that is a huge disconnect right there. Like we get the scene where he's like abusive, okay. We get the scene where like she has to kill the vampires just on a whim and then she hesitates. Like that's like a big deal.
Hmm.
But then to just turn around and like you're not gonna rescue her, you're not gonna like tell her the plans. I don't know. It's
I don't
not.
know. Like some of that, yes and no. Because like the rescuing her, like they eventually did try to rescue her, and they're waiting for the perfect timing of it. Like it wasn't like it would have been like a waste of
I mean, yeah, I
energy and
don't
space
get
for them
it.
to rescue her when she was like in the prison, like waiting till she's being transferred. That is a smart move. So like that made sense. But like yeah, like it just didn't feel like it felt like Alistair and Tobias knew so much more than she did about this plan. And I don't
Mhm.
know if it's just because Caden sees her too much as mortal still, because they don't really say what Tobias and Alistair were, right?
Right.
So like they could have been different and that's why I'm like we don't really know what Kane is. Like, yes, he's Morthan, unless if we're just getting I'm getting the description of what Morthan is wrong, but from the
Mhm.
like way they're describing it is like they've evolved, they had mating, they
Mhm.
became like they were created like the
Mhm.
Celestials were. So it's like that power of Morthan was like given, and that's essentially what happened with Diana.
Mhm.
So I don't, that's why like my theory was like, I guess the theory going forward is like, oh, is Caden more than what we think he is? Like, unless if he's just
Mhm.
like an original like Morthan, okay. But then, or was he like a god turned bad, like a
Mhm.
Lucifer or something, like turned like something that felt
Sure.
like different. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, but
Which
with
is
Tobias and Alistair, we don't know what they were before, so they could have been like evilish before. And so Kaden could be hesitant to tell her anything because of her mortal heart and the way that she's been acting, where she like is
yeah.
in between.
So I think that's just like a writing faux pas. Like she shouldn't have made her the second.
Yeah,
Like just say they're all
agreed.
in the circle. So
Agreed.
yeah.
And like say like the hierarchy's not fully written, but like it's there.
Yeah.
Because it all
Yeah.
you can all see the difference that like Caden and Tobias, Alistair and Tobias clearly are there because they want to be and they respect
Mhm.
Caden and they're like all about this cause and all about everything. Where she's there because she has to be, even after 1,000 years, she still is. There's no love. She even says it. There's no love for Caden. There's no respect for Caden. Like this is something she's doing because she is a slave to that person.
Right.
So that also could be why he's not including her in anything. But yeah, then don't call
Yeah.
her your second because she's not your second.
Yeah. I also just feel like both Diana and Liam, like as the story is gonna go on, obviously they're the enemies to lovers. But my thing, like right now, is neither of them know what love is. Like neither of them have had love.
They constantly keep saying that too,
So
which is so annoying.
yeah, so I'm like, why should I care about you two? Like when you two start to show quote love for each other, it's gonna be so weird. Like it's just not gonna be natural.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's like annoying me like preemptively. And I was kind of comparing it in my head to Quicksilver, and like one thing we didn't like about Quicksilver was like how quickly they got together.
Mm-hmm.
And like this one, like I just don't even want them to be together. Like
Mm-hmm.
I that's a plot point that doesn't need to happen. And when it does happen, and one of them is gonna be like, from the moment you did this, like I knew, and then one of them's gonna get hurt, and they'll be like, "How dare you do this?" It's like I'm just gonna lose my mind.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. This story is very predictable. I mean, if it doesn't, great. Proves us wrong. We'll come back and listen to this
Sure.
episode and be like, oh my God, it didn't happen. That's so
Wow.
great. But like 100%, I think that's the main issue I'm having with all these chapters. And I feel like I'm going to just keep repeating myself in the next two breakdowns we do of this, that it's like we are lacking the connection to these characters. We're lacking the want to care about them. We're lacking the the connection to them. And I was telling you this too. I was very frustrated with Liam's chapters. I think I do like Liam's point of view better than her point of view. And his story just is more intriguing, I think. But
Yeah.
like it's so, and me and you have talked about this in multiple episodes, like if the author's showing too much or telling too much, and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa. And this one is
Mm-hmm.
so, you're telling me everything without me able to experience it with them, without me being able to feel it with them, without me being able to like feel for them. Like, I want that in this. And like, instead, you're just like, I am sad because I have so much trauma because my father died. And then my mother did this, and then everyone did this, and then I'm left alone, and I hate my life. And you're like, okay, cool. Now what? Like, I
Yeah.
get you're trying to set up what's going on, but you're not, there's better ways to do that and include the reader in this experience. The
Mm-hmm.
same way that, like, even down to like descriptions of something of being like, some writers will say like the sky is blue and some are like the wind wishes past and then you could see the iridescent flow of the light blue shining off of the sun, like, you know what I mean, like it's different, you get a different experience when you're fully
Yeah.
explaining it to me in a totally different way where I'm immersed in the
Mm-hmm.
story, but right now I'm not immersed in the story. I am doing like a little character analysis of these characters and reading like a script and being like, okay, this is this person and this is how they're going to be played. Like I'm,
Mm-hmm.
ugh, it's bothering me, and this is why it's so hard because I don't care about any of them right now. I don't care.
No. And like I would have rather seen the beginning we got for Diana, like the time she gets to spend with her sister. Like I would rather like that time was spent with Liam
Hmm.
doing whatever he does in his solitude. Because the amount of times like Diana talks about Gabby, her sister, and like I'm just like, I get it. Like you would do anything for her.
Yeah.
So the like 2 week span that they got to spend, it was just weird to me. I was like, what are we reading? And then
Yeah, look, where's the plot?
the,
I don't understand why we're doing this.
yeah, and the way she starts, she's like, I never get to see my sister. It's been 3 months. Like, I don't know when Caden's gonna call me back. And then she's like, and 2 weeks went by, and like nobody called. But oh my God, I have to have my phone.
And also, like, y'all been together for 1,000 years now. Like, I'm just like, God damn.
Yeah, that also adds to it. And like, well, you were saying, you're like, well, at least we know that like these characters aren't like 17 and 2000. Like,
Yes. Better than most romantasy where we have the main character being like 17 and then the female character, the one of the protagonists being 17 and the other protagonist being 1,000 and then they fall in love. At least this one, she's 1,000. He's probably like, I don't know, 10,000? I don't know. We don't know how this
I
man
mean,
is because
yeah,
he's a god.
relatively,
Maybe
right,
he's like 3 or
right.
4,000. So it's like, but they're both in the thousands that it's like, now we don't care as much anymore.
Yeah. It's just kind of reverted back to like if it was like 18 and 24,
Yeah.
maybe,
At the point's kind of
we
mute
can
at
live with that.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
The only thing
Um,
okay, let me say one positive thing I do like so far. I like that she's a shapeshifter. I always love
mm,
shapeshifter stories. I feel like we don't get them often. You know, like our biggest girl that we all love is Lysandra, the shapeshifter. So
Oh
like
yeah.
it's nice to get another shapeshifter. I've always like even when we play like D&D and things, I'm like, I want to be a shapeshifter. Like I think it's
Mhm.
such a cool aspect to explore those worlds. So I
Mhm.
liked that in this story, and I'm excited to see where this goes from there. That she's a shapeshifter and her like favorite shape to do is a wyvern. And I was like, oh, that's really
Mhm.
cool. Like and the artwork I've seen for it is really awesome. So I will say that's a positive of it. But again, I wish you just like started with like 3 or 4 magical things and then we
Yeah.
can keep going and
Yeah.
delve more into what's happening. Because even like
Right.
half the story, we were like, what is a celestial? I don't understand what the difference between celestial and a god is. And I
Yeah.
still kind of don't. And I'm like, yeah, the god's more powerful, essentially. And the celestial was created by them. But what does it mean?
Mhm.
Like created like how deep are we going in this? Is this like Greek mythology created like this like they like took them out of their shoulder or something and they're like this is a person like magic? Or is it like they took a mortal and then like put magic on them and they're
Made them.
celestial? Or do they like make them where they like birth them? Like or there's like an egg they hatch? Like it's like Liam can't make celestials because he's only half god, half celestial. And I'm
Mhm.
like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I think that's where we need to like let it like it is what it is.
Yeah. We'll find I guess
It's
we'll find out.
just
I guess we'll find out.
yeah. I'm gonna assume it's just kind of like they were either mortals that they made into the Celestials, or it was just kind of like a bloop. And now here's 10,000 people, you know?
Suddenly, there's 10,000 people.
Yeah, we made a new planet. I don't know.
And also there's so much foreshadow too, which you're gonna hate this, but the way that they talk about I guess is a prediction for me. The way that they talk about like they liked to mention the marriage thing and like if characters are married,
Oh,
and of course they
yeah.
had to like explain it to you now and not later on
Mhm.
that like when they're married their powers are shared from one to another and I was like okay clearly foreshadow like if her and Liam
Mhm.
get married he's gonna get her power and she's gonna get his power and da 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 I'm like
Well, yeah, and they've already done this blood pact, which was such a dumb idea. Uh, yeah, I really didn't like the Logan Navarra story because I thought that they made her look weak. Like it made the woman look weak.
Diana
Like
or
when Logan,
Navarra.
no, Navarra, like
Oh okay.
Logan was hurt, and of course he's like, my wife, like, and then she comes running in a silk gown, like, oh, he's hurt, you must save him. I was like, bitch, you're supposed to be like one of his top warriors. Why are you being portrayed this way? I was really annoyed.
Yeah I agree.
So, and yeah, just like that link, especially for like warriors like that, like you'd think they wouldn't do that. Like they'd be smart enough not to do that. This isn't Reese and Feyre,
Yeah.
or so I'm assuming. And then of course, yeah, like Liam's put in a bind. Like, why would he let his top people bind themselves to each other? Because if he loses them, then he loses like half of his hand,
But
you
then,
know?
like Vincent also, which you forgot existed, made a good point that like they're like, are you even caring that Ezekiel died? Like, you don't even care about these people dying. Like, do you even care about us anymore? And the way that Liam's describing it, it's like, no, he doesn't care about like any of them
So
anymore.
I
So it's just
I
like,
didn't
I'm
I didn't see
confused.
it that
I need
way.
to like
Like,
find the line.
yeah, so I didn't react in the same way. I am like feeling for Liam in that he's just kind of become desensitized, and like I
Hmm.
think he wants to feel more, but he just like is struggling, and he's been apart for so long, and whatever happened to him like was very traumatizing, and he kind of like took himself out of the equation. So
True.
I'm kind of like, I think he wants to care, and I think
That's
deep
true.
down he
You're right.
does care,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, the way it's been portrayed, it is a little weird. Uh, I don't know.
So like yeah, you're right. Because like he wants to care, but it's hard for him to find it. And that's why he needs to find Diana and they're gonna fall in love, and that's why he suddenly cares again.
Those eyes. Yeah.
We love that. Um, So what are some of your predictions? We ended, so to skip ahead in the storyline, like we've talked about a lot of what's happening now. Essentially the only storyline I can really give you from chapters 1 to 17 is they're looking for the book. They don't find it yet. Diana and group decide to do a distraction. Oh, they try to go find it. They run into Ezekiel, who's one of the hand. He ends up killing himself because he doesn't want them to take him. That gets the attention of Liam. He comes back. Um, he's like, "What's going on? Why are the Morthans back?" Um, Diana and team come back to distract them because they're trying to look for the book again. Diana gets captured in doing so. Um, and then they are trying to torture her to get the answer out of her. They don't get any answers. And then they're going to transfer her to a different part so they could talk to her there or whatever. And then Caden and team try to save her. Doesn't go well. She kills Alistair because Logan was gonna be killed. And instead she's like her sister and her got in a fight about everything, like, you need to fight back. And then it's in her head, and then she decides to kill Alistair. And now they're all back together. Logan, Liam, Diana, and all of the Celestials, and she makes a blood pack to keep Gabby safe, of course, because it's always about Gabby.
Mhm.
And she'll work with him to take down Caden.
Well, what's your prediction about Gabby?
Oh, she's probably gonna die. She's definitely gonna die. Like, there's no way we're doing all of this for her to not die. You know what I mean? I mean, unless she does stay. Like, I was like excited for her, like to go to the Celestials. I was like, she's gonna live her best life. And then you were right. Like, bring Rick. Like the fact that we're caring about characters that don't matter means that this is not going well. So we're like, yeah, bring Rick. Like, I feel like she'll either live her best life and become a warrior too. Maybe we'll figure out how to make her celestial, because he can't do it maybe. Or she's gonna die. Like she's gonna die, and then Diana's gonna go on like her female rage banner, like whatever. Maybe it's Caden who kills her, whatever.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
what do you think's gonna happen to Gabby?
I mean, I could see her dying. I I just like I'm thinking about it in terms of 7 books. What the hell is gonna happen in 7 books? Like at one point, okay, Gabby's probably gonna get taken by Kaden in one
Mhm.
book. But I don't know. This is just not a big enough motivation for me. And I that might sound bad, but I get that she loves her sister. Great. Like you've done all of this, you've given up your life. And like honestly, you've kind of given up her life. Like you've made it so she has to keep starting over. And she clearly doesn't like that.
Mhm.
So you kind of failed. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yes, you could both still be together. Why don't you just go to your safe house? That won't happen.
Mhm.
But it's just kind of annoying to me. And yeah, I mean, like with her dying, like that's just very much Prim, right? It's just gonna set her off.
Oh, you know what I was thinking of? It
And
was for me, it was like this is very much reminding me of like the drama of Vampire Diaries, even though Vampire Diaries is so good. It was reminding me of, which I don't know if you'll get this reference, because I don't think you watched the whole thing, but like Aunt Jenna dying, like you knew that from the beginning,
oh,
like Jenna was probably gonna die. And then when
mm,
Jenna dies, it like so much for Elena, and like her.
or like when Jeremy, yeah,
Yeah, like a Jeremy. Well, I mean, Jeremy comes back, so it's fine. Oh, maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe Gabby will
maybe,
die and then come back, but
maybe.
come back
I
evil.
yeah, I think one book has gotta be like you're saying, like the female rage, like it's just gonna be like evil Diana, like off the deep end, which like the author has said, like she's her morally gray character, like she loves that. And I'm like, cool, but I just don't think it's working.
Mhm.
Um, and if she's already morally gray, like how's she gonna get more evil?
How are you gonna get more morally gray? Like, did we get to like the good side and then like go back to the bad side? Like,
Right. And
what are we
have us
doing?
like be on your side still. But yeah, I could kind of see it being like, does she become like a Klaus or something and just like, or oh, Who's the worst one? Is Elijah worse?
No, Klaus is worse.
But Klaus is the
Elijah
worst. Okay.
is the one who still has like
Little
uh
humanity.
little well, they all do in a way. But he's like the one that's like the most mannered, I'd say. They have a term for him, I forgot what it is. But it's like he will still stick to his word. His word
But
is
yeah,
the most important thing.
I could see it becoming like an originals situation. But I don't like it's gonna take a while for Kaden to go, right?
Hmm.
And like maybe they end up in the Banshee land. I was into the Banshees. I was like, they sound intriguing. I've never like seen this before in a book. And I forgot what other things were in there.
There was a few magic creatures. I couldn't even write them down because I forgot them. I was like,
I liked that the werewolves were like hesitant.
hmm.
Like they weren't like speaking. I was like, okay, like what's this? So maybe there's something there. Um, but yeah, I'm not too invested, so I'm not like predicting too much. I'm just kind of bopping along. So
Yeah, we're if you can tell, we aren't a fan of this book. We are
I think it's
currently
helped to
hoping.
talk about it,
Yeah, it
but
has. It has. Book has so many people that talk about it on TikTok. Let me look up what the
yeah,
and
and
then
I
I'm
think
like,
I want to give it a chance and I want to give people's like opinions a chance. Because like if people are so excited about it, like I want to be like, okay, like why?
yeah.
But
Like on Goodreads, it has a 4.12 out of 5.
um
That's a lot.
yeah.
That's a
And like
lot.
yeah, and I often have like a different opinion on the I don't want to say the norm, but like on what is like popular.
Same.
So
I feel like
I don't
lately I've
know.
been liking the books that are popular but not overly popular. Like
Yeah, not like the viral
not the
ones
viral
kind of
ones.
thing.
I like the ones that maybe get on bestseller lists or the ones that are like praised for their prose or praised for their writing. Like, and that's why I'm like, I feel like
Sure.
lately I've just been loving like literary books, but and they're not even that literary to begin with. Like, I just think they're written better. But like,
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. You you value a well-written
I
book.
do, I
And
do.
a
Aren't
lot of these are just hyped
are just
and they're
hyped.
not.
They're just hyped, and it sucks. And it's like the only one that's like in the middle for me right now, I feel like is like Fourth Wing. Because like Fourth Wing, like her writing is better than some of these other people we've read. But like it sometimes is
Mhm.
overly hyped, but like the story is there. So like that's like the only one in the middle for me. And I guess you would say
Mhm.
SJM. But then like
I think that's fair.
yeah, well, like we read Quicksilver, hated it. Not liking this one as much. But then like we read The Night and the Moth and loved it, absolutely loved it. Was it popular? Yeah, it was very popular because of who the author was and had a really big marketing campaign and things. But
Mhm.
there's still probably people out there that don't know about it. It's not as big as some other ones. And same with Divine
Mhm.
Rivals. Divine Rivals was very big, and now that she's coming out with her next one, it is very big, but it's not mega big, you know? And but those are the
Mhm.
ones like I'm enjoying more. And
Mhm.
again, it might be just the writing style and what I like and don't like. Because I feel like there are, well, as we go through all these other book talk books, like we will see, like, are there ones that are hyped for a reason, are hyped not for a reason?
Right. Yeah.
Sucks.
And like, yeah, we're just kind of learning, seeing what the curve is
Yeah.
and where we like fall on it.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I think
I mean,
prediction for the next set before we wrap it up for this one. Um, they obviously are gonna fall in love at some point. I don't think they'll defeat Caden in this book, or I think there will be a bigger bad. We'll get that like maybe
mm,
Caden's working for someone or whatever the case may be. 'Cause remember, this world is like really big.
yeah.
And like you said, 7 books. And we'll get to some crazy fight at the end. Everything will be rushed in the last like 100 pages. And then we'll see what happens. I think one of these books will get a like vampire like a Twilight moment open eye at the end where like they get like more powers. Like she'll wake up and she has like more
Mhm.
powers than she's supposed to or something. Kind of feel like that's coming. Um,
Already has so much.
I know. And yeah, that's my predictions. That's my overalls.
Pretty good.
What are yours?
Yeah. Um,
If anything different.
yeah, no, I think it's just like someone's gonna get taken.
Mm,
Probably, I don't know if it'll be the end of this book or the end of the next book. Um, but I think that's gonna happen. I don't I don't know when we're gonna see the actual Book of Azrael. You know,
hmm.
that might be a end of book surprise too,
Hmm.
where they just get a glimpse of it.
Watch it be a person.
Mm, yeah. It's interesting because there's been like Azrael has no other mention, like there's no person, there's no place.
Hmm.
So it's really like kind of out of left field. So we need to know more about that.
Yeah.
No, I think like we've done a good job with these first few chapters.
Yeah. I think so too. We
So
said like what we're feeling in the moment. So let's see. Maybe there'll be some plot twists. We'll come back and be like, oh my God, this is that, you know?
yeah,
Who knows?
yeah. I mean, we have many, many pages left. We have like, I don't know, 350 or something, maybe 400.
Yes.
So
Do you have
there's
what was our next number? Is it 18 to what are we doing?
18 to
Okay, I
35.
almost said 36. Okay. So to wrap up this one, this is the beginning of the book. We'll see where it goes. Stay tuned for our next full-length episode where we break down part two of this book. Now, not the actual part two in the book. We have separated into three different parts. We will go through chapters 18 to chapters 35, reading through to the end of 35, just to clarify for that. And you'll see our reactions, our responses. Join our book club. You can join it now. This book will be on our book club on the app Fable until the end of August. So our episodes will keep going even past our book club, like just a little bit past. So you've still plenty of time to join the book club right now on the app Fable, Mystic Scales and Fairy Tales podcast. So that way you can read along with us, join us, add some comments, concerns, all of that jazz with us. And something also really
See the
exciting.
art.
What?
See the art.
See the art. Yeah, I am uploading artwork. Another interesting thing we're doing right now is every other Monday we do mini episodes, and they are 30 minutes a month. And we have started a new series that we're really excited for and really proud of. And that's giving us a lot of energy and the opposite of this book. And it's the Ali Hazelwood mini episode series with Mystic Scales and
Mm.
Faye Tales podcast. So Lee is a huge Allie fan. We've done previous mini episodes talking about Allie Hazelwood, and Allie is now getting into my sphere. I've decided to read her. So every mini episode, we are reviewing one of her books. We have just reviewed The Love Hypothesis. Check that out. The episode's available now. And our next episode, we'll be reviewing Love Theoretically. And then we're going to keep going. We're kind of going in publication order, kind of not. It's also the order that Lee's just wanting me to read to see the characters and the experiences. So that's really exciting. So join us for more Ali Hazelwood and more light rom-coms and fun times with our mini episodes every other week. As a reminder, our episodes come out every Monday. And Lee, where else can they find us?
Oh, we're on Instagram and TikTok.
Hmm.
So definitely check us out. Tell us what you're reading.
Exactly. Tell us what you're reading. Let us know what you think of this book. Should we keep going with the series? Do we DNF the series? Do we just it's going to change and we're going to love it. Who knows? Let us know your thoughts. And thank you so much for joining. And we hope that you're enjoying the Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. And happy reading.
Happy reading.